Morning. I got some work done the past couple days. I didn't get it filmed, but I'll give you an update on what we kind of got done here. So here's my Firebox door. I still got to cap these if I'm gonna. I'm still debating whether I want to do that or not. Something I kind of wonder about this is, so these holes are my damper at the bottom of the fire. This is the bottom of the door, and they'll feed into the coal bed. But I'm thinking, what if, before I go and weld those up, I'm trying to decide for sure if I don't want those, because maybe a damper that flows air across the top of the fire and not directly into the coal beds and help create a draft might be something that's beneficial. I don't know. I'm still working that over in my head, but either way, I'm getting this door welded. Well, the door is welded up. These welds are terrible, yes, but it'll all look like that once it's done. I was just taking a flapper disc and grinding away at it. So once it's done, all these edges will look like that. Nice clean edge right there. And then once I do that, then fine tune my damper, and then start thinking about hinges and latch. Another thing I did was my brother got me some 6-inch pipe, 6 and 8 inch. I was going back and forth between 6 or 8. I decided to go with the 6-inch. 8's just a little much for this size of cooker. It'll be hinged, so I was just working on building that setup so that I can put my hinge right here, and then it'll, obviously it'll fold back and have a stand on the tank. Gotta lengthen it. Gotta add a piece to that to do that. And then I got the Firebox welded up from the inside, so the Firebox is attached. It's not, I haven't welded it up on the outside yet, because I'm waiting to do that, because I've been feeling like shit. Just a cold or something going around, whatever it is, and I don't weld very good when I feel like shit, so I'm going to hold off until I feel real good about that. These welds, I went ahead and did them on the door because it don't matter. They're getting grinded off anyway. But anyway, that's where we're at. So I'll try to do some more videoing of actual work in progress from here on out. Sorry, I just jumped ahead on this stuff and just went to work and forgot to video it. So. But I'll be sure to do that in the future. So today it's just going to be grinding these welds off of this door. And if I get done with that before I got to get out of here, then I'll probably move on to that stack, and I'll definitely film the rest of the stack build for you, and everything else I got going on. So thanks for watching. All right, after a lot of just grinding the welds off, that's what we got. Looks good, I like it. Still got to install the damper and fine tune all that and everything, but and decide if I'm plugging those or if I'm going to use those holes for another damper. Anyway, let's see how she fits. If she fits. I haven't done this yet, actually. Pretty heavy with one hand, left hand. Okay, just goes right in. I'll probably be able to. Yep, I'll be able to fix that reveal there when I mount my hinge. But all right. I like it. nice and flush. Looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna hinge it over here. I like having my hinges on the left side of the door. That way you can walk up with a piece of firewood in your right hand or your poker, open it with your left hand, and already have your right hand going to work on the fire. Close it. You can do everything with just two hands, not have to set anything down depending on what you're doing. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll latch on that side, get the damper installed, and this door will be pretty close to done. So there you go. Also, I tacked this piece on. I still got to clean up the inside of this hole, but that piece is tacked on. And I cleaned up the inside of this hole, so it looks good, because you'll see it when it's hinged down. Be looking right into it and looking at that. So this hole has to get cleaned up, and luckily my grinder fits in there and I'm able to just work it around. That's how I was able to do that. That looked just like that with my terrible plasma cutting skills on that, and so I was able to get the grinder in and just so yeah, I'll go ahead and do that to this before I tack on the hinge and the other piece of pipe. Still got to extend that piece of pipe with that, so I'll do that before I mount it. Once all that's done, then I can mount it onto that. And the hinge I'll be using is one of these little barrel hinges. Just a weld-on barrel hinge. I found it at my local welding supply store, so I'll use those, and then I'll use these weld-on hinges for my Firebox damper. So there you go. I'll yeah, moving on. All right, working on my my damper. Actually, let me grab a rod. Got my rod. Goes through these holes. Which side does it go through, actually? This don't matter. Come on. Anyway. There we go. Have to work with that a little bit, but anyway, there's my rod. I'm gonna cut new butterflies. Before I was just using these. These are pretty thick, so I'm going down to a smaller size. So I cut it out with the hole saw. It's a little bit big, so I just put it on a nut and bolt and chucked it up in the drill, and then I'll take my clamp, and that way I can see how this. See. Okay. Still got a ways to go to get that to fit in there, but that's the plan. Do that. Get 3 fitting really nice. Get my rod working real nice, and then mark on it. mark some holes and get it all put together. So I don't know. There's a good way to do all this. All right, I've got the damper sorted out about as good as it's going to be. Anyway, it works. So. Nice and tight. So, yeah. On to hinges and latch for the door, but I might shift gears and move on to the stack over here, I think. Kind of like that, I guess. Patch these holes. Steel is cold. Time to grind. So yeah, I just gotta grind this smooth. Excuse me. Alright, working on the hinge for the door here. I'm not gonna explain, I'm just gonna do it. You can see what we end up with when I'm done. Grab a square, make sure that's square. Perfect. Okay, there's that. This side. Touch it. All right. Whoops. Let's try that again. It's better. Okay. It's good. We'll go and weld it. Alright, I'm gonna go cut that off right there, about the same length as that, and then we'll have a hinge. I don't know, we'll see how this works. There's the center of that. There's the center of that. That's what I'm thinking.
There's reporting out there that he was obsessed with caffeine files.
So follow regularly and can't type right down wherever you listen to podcasts. Listen.
I like it. I'm gonna weld it. working on the latch this morning. So what I've got here is just a couple of pieces that I've made out of 3/4 inch square tubing. I just cut a triangle out, folded that up to get that 90. Just cut out a little piece for where pipe will sit in there. Let me just show you real quick what the plan is. Actually, it's easier just to get to building, and you can see what I've got in mind here as we progress along. So first thing I need to do is just weld these up. Weld these up a little bit. So I'll do that now. Flatter. I need to let this cool for a few minutes so I can actually handle it, but I don't know if you can see what I've got in mind. So my latch is going to double as my handle, and let's see if I can. So there it is, and it'll slide back and forth. It'll slide. Slide in there. Some pieces here, one on top there, one there, piece here, a piece here, 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll in and out of these. That's the plan anyway, so yeah. Grind a little bit on this. All right. You see what I'm getting at here? Alright. Got these built.
On 710 WOR.
Two of them. Weld them onto this. Got myself a latch. So that's what I'm about to do. Put a stop on this, but for now I want to be able to remove this and plug those. I just need to finish this edge here. I don't know if I updated you on this. I installed that steel plate there.
Bill, do you think, last question for you, we appreciate
I wasn't real happy with this weld here because of the fitment of my joints. So I'm just gonna do some grinding and it'll look sweet when I'm done. Got a nice smooth edge on it. I need to fill in some of this with some with the welder. Still plan on doing the baffle. Gotta take a wire wheel or a flapper disc or something to the stack and get all that paint and shit off that stack and down the raw metal. Get some expanded metal. Build handles for the doors. I just need to get some better material for that. But now the door's done, I can concentrate on that. The door's mostly done, 90% done. Still a few other things I want to do. I need to take my butterflies off and flapper disc them, make them look nice and sweet. And clean the handle up a little, or the rod up a little bit maybe. Weld that deal on. The stops. But I like it. I think the door turned out good. So okay. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.